Hello! How's everybody doing today? Do you know what this is? This is our class globe. It sits in our room at school. And a globe is a mini model of our Earth. So if we could get in a rocket ship, a special rocket ship, and fly far out into the atmosphere and look back, we would see that our Earth is round like a sphere, and it looks like this. This is a mini model of our Earth. I have a ladybug right there, a ladybug sticker. That's about where we live on our Earth. Now, I'm going to spin the globe around. This is where we're starting. We're starting at the ladybug. And we're going to spin it around. And I want you to see and notice as I spin it how much blue there is. Because every place that you see blue is water. All right, you ready? There's the ladybug. Lots of blue, and lots of blue down here too, and up here. Lots of blue, so much blue. Look at this blue, all blue. And here we are back to where we live. There's so much blue because most of our Earth is made up of water. It's mostly water. It's not all water. If it was all water, we'd all be fish. And we're not, are we? So it's mostly water. But there are also chunks of land all over the Earth. And if we were to count the chunks, we would see that there are 7 chunks. There are 7 land chunks. And the 7 land chunks have a special name. So let's put your hands together. I'm going to teach you the word. It's a new word, and it starts with Katina cat, k, k, k. The 7 land chunks are called continents. Let's say it together. Ready? Continents. Again, continents. One more time. Continents. That's what they're called. The 7 continents. But each continent also has a name. So let's start with this one where the ladybug is. This big land chunk right here is the land chunk on which we live, and it's called North America. Let's point up when we say North America. Put your finger up. Can you say it with me? Ready? North America. One more time. North America. North America is the first land chunk. Then we're going to go down here to the second land chunk. And it's also America, but it's not North America. Point your finger down now. It's South America. So let's put North, so you can see me. North America, South America. North America, South America, 2 land chunks. 2, okay? But I said there were 7. So how many more do we need? If you said 4, nope. If you said 3, nope. There's 2. That's right. If you said 5, you're right. Okay, so North America, South America. Then we're going to come over here, and this really big land chunk is called Africa. Africa. And if you were in Africa, you might get really hot because lots of parts of Africa, most of Africa, is really hot. So let's fan ourselves when we say Africa, okay? Ready, go. Africa. One more time. Africa. So we've got, let's point up for North America. North America. South America. Africa. There's 3 land chunks. But we've got 7. So how many more do we need? 4. Okay, let's come over here. So North America, South America, Africa. Then we'll come up here to this smaller continent, not real small, but smaller, called Europe. Europe. Now there are lots of countries in Europe with lots of interesting things to see. But for our purposes, when we say Europe, we're going to think about a place in Europe that's very famous, and it's called the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now, I'm going to stand up in a few minutes, but for right now I'm going to sit down, but you can stand up. And what I want you to do is I want you to put your hands up over like this. So you can see how my hands are together, like this. And stand up really straight and be a tower. So if you were the Eiffel Tower in France, or if you were the Sears Tower in Chicago, you would stay straight. But you are not. For our purposes, you're going to be the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And the Leaning Tower is famous. It's famous for its mistake. It's a mistake that it leans. And actually, the fact that it leans is one of the reasons why it's so famous. The reason it leans is because when the builders, the architects and the builders built it, they built it on marshland. We know about marshland, don't we? Marshland is soft and spongy and squishy, and you'd probably want to wear your rain boots. So it's a great place to hunt for fish or little frogs. But marshland isn't the greatest place to build a tower. But anyway, and it wasn't super marshy, but it was marshy enough that when they started to build the Leaning Tower of Pisa and they put the first few foundations in, the base, you know, we talk about the base when you're building blocks, it got a little squishy and squishy, and it started sinking down in the marsh. And as it sunk down, the tower began to lean. And the tower still leans today. So when we say Europe, we're going to say Europe. Okay, ready? Can you lean with me? Ready? Europe. Okay, so let's go over what we've learned so far. Ready? North America, South America, Africa, Europe. Okay, now let's go down here to another continent. If you went down to the bottom, there we go, down to the bottom down here. And this one is called Antarctica. And if you went down to Antarctica, you'd be very cold. It's the opposite of Africa. You'd be very cold. And in Antarctica, there are lots of penguins. You might be able to play with the penguins. Can you walk like a penguin? That'll help us remember Antarctica. Okay, you stand up. Remember, I'll stand up with you in a minute. Stand up, put your hands down to your sides and go like this. The penguin walk. Okay, so we'll say it together. Ready? Antarctica. So walk like a penguin while you're saying Antarctica. Ready? Go. Antarctica. Okay, let's review before I teach you the rest, okay? Let's start again. Up here, we're going to do North America, South America, Africa, and let's go to Antarctica next. Antarctica, see it there? Antarctica, and then Europe, up at the very top over here, Europe. Okay, let's go over that together. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. North America, South America, Africa, and then arms down for the penguin, Africa, Antarctica, Europe, and then our next one is another really big land chunk called Asia. It's really, really big right here, and it's called Asia. And in parts of Asia, if you went to Asia, when you say hello to people, you might put your hands together like this and give a little bow. That's a polite way of saying hello. Give a little bow. Okay, let's count how many we have so far. You ready? North America, South America, 2. Africa, 3. Antarctica, 4. Europe, 5. Asia, 6. We have 6, and there are 7. So we need how many more? 1 more. And the last one is the littlest continent, and it's called Australia. There's Australia right there. It's our little continent. It's called Australia. And if you were a child in Australia walking to school, you might see a kangaroo on your way to school. Living here in America, in North America, we might see a goose on the way to school, or we might see a bird, or a dog, or a cat. But we wouldn't see a kangaroo here on the way to school. If we saw a kangaroo here, there'd be a problem, right? We'd say, hey, that kangaroo got out of the zoo. But children in Australia, they see kangaroos all the time. Can you hop like a kangaroo? Let's hop like kangaroos, okay? So stand up and hop, 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 hop. All right? Okay. Let's go over what we learned and let's put it into a song. So I'm going to push you out like this, and we're going to learn our 7 land chunks, our 7 continents, to the tune of a song. Okay? Stand up together. I'll leave my globe right here so we'll remember what we're learning about. Okay, ready? Remember, when we say North America, we point up. North America. And when we say South America, we point down. South America. When we say Africa, it's hot. So we say Africa or Africa. You can use either hand. Africa. Then our hands are down and we do Antarctica. Antarctica. We're walking like penguins. Then our hands come up for Europe. So put your hands up like this for Europe. And we're a tower, but we're not a straight tower. We're a leaning tower of Pisa. So we say it like this. Europe. And then we keep our hands together, but bring them down. We're going to give our little bow for Asia. And then our last one is our little tiny continent, Australia. And we're going to hop like kangaroos. Hop, 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 hop. Like little kangaroos, okay? Now, let me teach you the tune. I'm going to push my globe away just a little bit so I don't knock it over. And the tune to our continent song goes like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. Now, let's do it again, but let's keep it slow. There's a trick to it. As we learn them, we'll get faster and faster. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. We'll keep it slow this time. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. Do you think we could go a little faster? Okay, let's go a little bit faster. Ready? 1, 2, 3. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. Okay, now let's go backwards and go really slow. Because some of us might still need some time to learn it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Slow motion. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. Yay! Okay, we'll go a little faster this time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. Do you think we can go faster still? Okay, a little faster. 1, 2, 3. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. Okay, ready? Warp speed. That means as fast as you can go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. Okay, last time. This time, we'll go really slowly. And we'll do no sound. We'll just have the new song that we're learning about our continents playing in our brain. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. That was fun. Those are the 7 land chunks in our world. And the real name for them is the 7 continents. So now you know the 7 continents. And the rest of our world is made up of water. And we learned actually that most of our world is made up of water. But there are 7 land chunks, or 7 continents. North America, South America. Well, let's sing it. Ready? North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. And that's a fun thing for you to know, just because it's important to know, because God made our world, and we need to know about our world. But also when you get into big school, maybe 3rd or 4th or 5th grade, your teachers might teach you about the continents, and they'll say, okay, go home tonight and study the names of your 7 continents. We're going to have a test tomorrow. And you can say to yourself, I already know them because I know my continents. Isn't that fun? Now, I have a story I want to read to you, but I'm going to have to make sure I stay really close to you because you're going to need to be able to see the pictures really well. Okay, let's turn on Story Star. We're going to read a story. Let's turn on Story Star. There she is. Ready? Story Star. Yay. Okay, our story today is called Not a Box. Some of you did some activities with boxes last week when we were talking about letter X, correct? And some of you showed me some of the things that you made out of boxes. Well, this story is called Not a Box. And what this means is that this not a box is, well, I'll let you discover it. It's called by Antoinette Porty, okay? Not a Box. Not a box. So here's a little bunny, and she's pulling the box behind her, and she's going to do something with this. And she's going to pretend that it's not a box. Why are you sitting in a box? Why are you sitting in a box? It's not a box. Look what she turned it into. She turned it into a race car. What are you doing on top of that box? It's not a box. It's a rabbit peak. It's a little sign that says Rabbit Peak, meaning it's really tall. Why are you squirting a box? Why are you squirting a box? What do you think she's going to turn this one into? I said it's not a box. She's pretending to be a firefighter in this one and turned the box into a building. Now you're wearing a box? What do you think she's going to turn this one into? She's going to say it's not a box. What's she going to say that it is? This is not a box. Pretty cool robot. Are you still standing around in that box? What do you think it's going to be? It's not a box. It's 4 different pretend things. It's a pirate ship. It's a hot air balloon. It's a boat. And it's a riding seat on top of an elephant. I think it's called a hadah or a hodah. Hadah. A riding seat on top of an elephant is called a hadah. Oh, so much pretending with the box. Well, what is it then? What's that one going to be? Can you think of anything that's has a really small window? You might travel far away in it. She's still thinking. She's trying to think what she wants it to be. It's not a box. Okay, I'm going to have you guess, okay? Here's the Earth. It's the top part of our Earth. There's one of the land chunks, and this part would be water. If we had crayons, we'd color this part blue. And remember the box? There's the stars and the moon, and the box had a little tiny window. Can you think what it's going to be? If you guessed a rocket ship, you are right. She's calling that, it's not a box. And she's flying out into outer space. And remember I said at the beginning of our lesson today that if you could fly out into outer space and look back at our Earth, it would look round like a sphere. Remember? I have some boxes. Well, I have some not boxes, okay? And my not boxes have names. My first not box is named North America. And the reason I have a box that says North America is because it'll be a good way for us to remember that the continents are like land chunks. So this is my land chunk, North America. My second box is, what do you think it's going to be? What's the second continent in our song? South America. My second land chunk is South America. North America, North and South America. So what do you think my third not a box is going to be? You're right. Africa. Here's my not a box, Africa land chunk, the continent of Africa. And then North and South America, Africa. Right, Antarctica. So here's my Antarctica, my not a box, Antarctica. Antarctica. There's my little penguin. And then my not a box, Europe. It's my land chunk, Europe. And then, okay, let's see if you can guess which one's next. Ready? Let's do the song. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe, and Asia. Asia. And Asia is 2 not boxes together because Asia is an extra big continent. Africa is also, but I think of Asia as being maybe our biggest continent. Might be a tie, but I made 2 not boxes for my land chunks for Asia. Europe and Asia. And our tiny little land chunk is Australia. How about hop for kangaroos? Ready? And Australia. So those are our land chunks, our boxes. Maybe if you could find, do you think you could find 7 boxes around your house? That might be a little tough to find 7 boxes. Maybe you could find 7 grocery bags or 7 lunch bags to represent our 7 continents or our 7 land chunks. Be thinking about it. Anything could represent the 7 land chunks or the 7 continents. You could use 7 Legos, or you could make 7 balls out of Play-Doh, or 7 pillows in your house. Could be the 7 land chunks. So be thinking about that. Or go outside and think, could I find 7 big rocks? Not too big, but big enough to sit down on the ground and look at. 7 big rocks. 7, think about it. What do you have 7 of that could be your 7 land chunks or your 7 continents that make up our world? And remember, the rest is water. That's right. If you were at school on our big rug where we do circle time together, I would put out a big blue blanket, and then we would take our knot boxes, our land chunks, and we would put them out on the water, on the blue blanket, where they would go in our real world. I would teach you that too. But since we're doing it this way, we just have to talk about it and think about it. Maybe you could do that. Do you have a blue blanket at home? And then maybe you could even, what you could do? You could do any blanket. It doesn't have to be blue, but that would be your water. And then you could even take maybe 7 stuffed animals. Could represent your 7 land chunks or your 7 continents. Okay, let's sing our song together one more time before we say goodbye. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. North and South America, Africa, Antarctica, Europe and Asia, and Australia. Okay, bye.